Hello and welcome to Vlogmas Day 11. So I'm here with this little Tikis. She's upset because my legs are not out, but Ashley just sat back down so she can go and lay with her. Oh, you're laying this way? What are you doing? Oh, okay. You want to sit with me? Well, that's very kind. Today is just another worky day for us. Like she said in yesterday's video, she's got to go back and go to another doctor's appointment. While she's gone, I'll sit down and do my little Q&A. I got so many questions on Instagram, so it's gonna be a big chunk of this video. I need to sort through them and kind of get like an order because a lot of them are kind of the same, but kind of different. So I want to try and talk about everything. So I don't know if I'll necessarily answer question by question because some of them are kind of repetitive. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But that'll be kind of a big chunk of this video. One of the questions, and I just realized this and I probably should have filmed and I didn't. But one of the questions was, what do I kind of eat like every day? And so I was like, oh, I'll show you what I eat today, but I already ate breakfast and I didn't show you. But I made, it's right here, a bowl of oatmeal. So I just get the plain gluten-free, sorry, now I have oatmeal on my fingers because I grabbed that bowl weird. Look at Ashley in the background. I grabbed the instant gluten-free, just like original oatmeal. And then I add cinnamon, and then I add a teaspoon of maple syrup, like pure maple syrup, not pancake syrup, not that crap, actual maple syrup. And then I add a few blackberries on top. And that's kind of my breakfast. So when I get to lunch and dinner, I'll take you through a couple of the options that I do, and I'll get more in depth of some of these stuff during the Q&A. But I just wanted to pop on and say hello. Ash, when are you leaving?
In like 30 minutes.
Excellent. Well, I need to get back to work and upload today's Vlogmas video.
I'm headed off to the doctor again. It is actually not cold outside, so I'm not even gonna wear like a coat. I'm just gonna wear this sweater cardigan that is from Madewell that kind of acts as a lightweight coat. It is rainy though, so have my umbrella and gonna go hop in a cab, head to the hospital.
Hey guys, so it's now Q&A time. I have so many questions, like I said earlier, so I'm kind of gonna just dive right into it, and maybe I'll kind of like start from the beginning. So someone did ask like, why did like I start working out, and the truth is I was already working out, and that will kind of lead me into other things. I have been active. Well, I guess let me just start from the like very beginning. I was a very active child. I started competitive dance when I was like 5, but like started dancing at 2. I was also a cheerleader. I also played volleyball, and I did all of this until I was 18 and moved to New York. So I was a very active child. So it didn't really ever occur to me like to eat super healthy or what I was eating was affecting anything because I was very, very active. When I moved to New York, I stopped being active completely, altogether. Stopped everything, and I was still eating the same way that I was growing up, which resulted in weight gain, which was very weird for me. It was a whole thing. And I started working out back in 2015. I did a little bit when I was in college, but not much. We lived a little farther away from school, so I was commuting a lot. I was walking, and we lived on the 6th floor of a building, so I was walking up and down 6 flights of stairs multiple times a day. So I still kind of kept a little bit active. So I started working out in 2015. I would only go about like 3 to 4 days a week, and again, was not watching what I was eating. So I finally got to this point that I was like, why am I even like working out? Like, this isn't doing anything. I was like, what's wrong here? Like, I'm working out but nothing's happening. And that's when I kind of stepped back and realized that I needed to change something for sure. And Alex had approached us about joining Equinox, which is a gym up here. Ashley and I were a part of a different gym that was much cheaper, but didn't have all the amenities, didn't really like it, but we were just going because the price was good. Actually, to go back further, in high school I did have a gym membership in Texas at a much nicer gym that is comparable to Equinox. So I was used to that kind of like atmosphere, and we weren't getting that at the gym that we are currently at, so we decided to join, and truly best decision I've ever made. So that will kind of bring me into some of these, like the questions like kind of all go together. Let me do one more overarching thing because I think this was a question as well. I didn't start necessarily with the intention to just lose weight. I knew I needed to with health concerns for myself, but also seeing both of my parents go through issues with both of sets of their parents aging and the things that come along with that, and some of these conditions and diseases and stuff that are occurring. I was like, I feel like I'm just like destined to get these things. And I was like, wait, no, I'm not. A lot of these things, the big majority of them are preventable with lifestyle choices, i.e. being active, eating healthy, those kind of things. And so I just set it out in my mind that I was determined that I was not going to get heart disease, I was not going to get diabetes, I was not going to get all of these things, because a lot of the times they are preventable with the decisions that you're making now when you're my age. So that was kind of my big motivator. I do have a weight loss goal. It's hard because I also have a lot of muscle, especially from the activities that I did growing up. I have a lot of muscle, so a lot of my weight is muscle, so it's trying to figure out fat loss versus like muscle loss, because I don't want to lose muscle. But I'm only about halfway to my goal, which sounds crazy, but we'll see what happens. I just take it day by day. So let's just jump right into these. So first question, did I find eating less or no meat attributed to my weight loss? Yes and no. I guess somebody else asked, do I track and count calories? So I'll talk about these two things together. Yes, I do, because to lose weight, you have to consume less calories than you're burning. You can't lose weight if you don't do that. So it is a very slippery slope. I take it day by day. If I'm having like a cheat day, or if we're going out to eat or something like that, I don't track it on those days, because to me, I feel like mentally it would, if I saw it like written down, like, oh, I went over, or like I ate all this and I shouldn't have, that would hurt me more mentally than just indulging and having those days every once in a while. So back to eating less meat. I have been eating way less meat for like the past 10 years. I do not call myself a vegetarian like Ashley does, because I do eat a little bit of chicken now. I pretty much never ate red meat my entire life. I don't like it. And I don't like turkey either. So pretty much the only meat I will eat is chicken. And I wanted to fully cut it out, but with the amount of exercise that I'm doing, I needed more protein, because I couldn't get enough protein on in my diet with the amount of exercise that I'm doing, without completely like overloading carbs with trying to get protein with like beans and things like that. That made my carbs jump up way too much. So I have chicken 2 to 3 times a week at dinner. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know for sure. I have done some research, and the bacteria, good and bad, in your gut is different for people who eat meat versus people that don't. There's lots of studies saying that it is so much better not to eat meat. A kind of theme throughout this Q&A for you guys is my belief is moderation. I do think that red meat is not good for you. I've seen the effects of red meat through lots of family members, so that's just kind of my opinion on it. Take it or leave it that way, but I do have a tiny bit of chicken just because I need some extra protein. So this question came up a lot. How do I stay motivated? And that kind of goes back to my beginning answer. It's, I don't want to develop some of these health conditions that are 100%, not 100%, but very preventable with decisions that I make now. And I make it just like a part of my schedule and a part of my day. It's just something else that I'm doing that day, but it's also something that I enjoy. And even with Vlogmas, we were planning out like different things that we wanted to go do around the city, and I was able to plan all of those around my workouts, so I'm not missing any workouts that I usually do on a weekly basis, and we're still getting out and having so much fun and doing all the things we want to do. So it is possible. You just have to make it a part of your routine, and I'm a firm believer in you also need to find a workout that you love. You're mentally not going to be able to do it if it's not something you want to do. You're not going to see results. You have to be having fun and find something that you want to do. Try all different classes. Try totally different things. Do you like working out by yourself? Do you like finding a friend to work out together? You have to find what works for you, and that will keep you motivated. Okay, what is my favorite high protein post-workout food? So I usually work out at night and I come back and eat dinner right afterwards. So my high protein is either I have chicken with my dinner, or like the high protein veggie burger from Trader Joe's is really great. On Wednesdays when I do a double workout back to back, I have the brand Nugo, their protein bars. I have one of those in between, so it just kind of gives me a little boost in between. But I don't have a special like high protein food that I always have after I work out. I just eat dinner and I just make sure I have enough protein in my dinner. Okay, this question is, what are my workouts every day and what is my rough food plan? So I'll take you through the food plan like as the day goes on. I already told you about breakfast. So my workout. So I work out 6, sometimes 7 days a week. I know that sounds insane, but it's what works for me. It also helps my mental health. You do not have to do that. So on Mondays, I do spin. Tuesdays, which is today, is I usually do Pilates, but Ashley's not here, so we didn't go to Pilates today, so I'm throwing in another spin class tonight. Wednesdays, I do the Sculpt Society, which is like cardio, dance, and sculpting, and spin. Thursdays, I do a class called Rounds, which is boxing and HIIT. Friday, if I take a day off, Friday's my day off, or I'll go run on the treadmill. Saturdays, I do Sculpt Society again, and Sundays, I do spin. That's a lot. You have to work up to that. Because the next question was, how long did it take me to get to exercising every day? I started with like 3 to 4 times a week, and then I've moved up. Since then, I started at 3 or 4 days in January. It's now December, and now I do 6 days a week. So, but I probably got onto this schedule really focusing about 3 to 4 months ago. So changes I made in my diet and how I balance it all with eating out and treats. So you guys know me, I love sweets. I eat dessert every single night. I just make sure it fits into my categories of my calories and my macros, which it almost always does. Well, not almost, it does always fit in. We eat out, but not a ton, just because it's expensive in New York. I do have a goal, so I don't want to eat out just to eat out. There's a place we want to go eat, I'll do it, and tomorrow's another day. It's all about balance, moderation. 80-20 rule is a good rule to have. The changes I made in my diet was a lot just portion control, and this is kind of the example that I always say is I was having like yogurt and granola for breakfast every morning. I was just putting granola on there. When I started measuring, turns out I was eating like triple the portion size of granola. And when I just put the 1 serving size on there, I was like, this is fine. Why was I having so much extra on top of this? And it was kind of that kind of mentality that I was having with like every meal and snack, and I was like, I don't need this. I started like actually looking at serving sizes, and I would like portion them out and it would be totally fine. So that's kind of like the biggest change that I made. And someone said suggestions for an easier approach to changing bad food habits. Do one thing at a time. You cannot change everything at once. So do everything a little bit of at a time. Maybe change one thing a week. Add a vegetable 1 time a week, or like 1 vegetable at a time, like add it in to that week, etc. How long did it take me to see results? I would say about 2 months, and they always say that like after 2 to 3 weeks you see results yourself. Like 3 weeks after that, the people you're surrounded with the most will see results, and then like 3 weeks after that, like anybody else around can see your results. So you'll always start to see them first, but it took about 2 months of me being like really serious to actually see results. And I think it takes that long because you have to like kickstart your metabolism, and it's like a whole thing of your body changing to be able to see those results. How did you lose weight? It's basically just increasing exercise and decreasing your calories. But do not worry, I am not starving, and I also eat intuitively. So even like yesterday, I went over my calories a little bit, but I was hungry and I wanted to eat, so I ate more, because you have to listen to your body, and it will all even out. Intuitive eating is the best thing you can do. I'll go ahead and answer this one. She asked, how much weight have I lost and how long has it taken? So I have lost 22 pounds, and that has taken about 6 months to do that, because again, like I said, I eat dessert every night. It is what it is. I enjoy eating dessert. What are my favorite types of classes to attend at the gym? I kind of went through that. Spin is my absolute favorite. I love spin. I love to sweat. I love getting my heart rate up. I love the whole atmosphere of it. And then also my boxing class that I take is one of my favorite things. They just added it, I think it was like the end of September or something, and I absolutely love it. That's my fave. Do I prefer workout classes or doing it on my own? I tend to have low motivation in winter. So I do prefer the classes because of that reason. If I just say, oh, I'm gonna go do the elliptical today. Okay, well, like if it's like today and it's pouring down rain and it's all like dreary, I'm like, oh, never mind, I don't want to walk. But if I've signed up for a class, I gotta go do it, and I never regret it after I'm there. My tips, not just to start but to stay on track. I mean, that kind of goes along with motivation, and also once you start seeing the results, that motivates you to keep going as well. And it's just fun, you know. Alex and I work out together several times a week, so it's like a fun thing that we do together. It's just, it has to be your mindset shift and a lifestyle change, and once you make that shift in your brain, I feel like you'll be motivated to stay on track. I touched on this, what made us switch gyms. I talked about that and what am I doing differently. Like I said, just exercising more and eating a little bit less. How much on average are gym memberships or class passes in New York? So it depends. The gym that we were at before was only like $64 a month, whereas the one that we pay for now is about triple or quadruple that price. But to me it's worth it, because if I were to pay out of pocket individually for the amount of classes that I do, this is cheaper. I've never done ClassPass, but a lot of people do, so I can't speak to the price on that, but I know people that do it love it if you didn't want to be a part of a gym. Favorite cheat meal, definitely pizza. I've only had pizza 2, maybe 3 times in the past like 7 months. So I don't do it very often because it's really not that great for you, but I'm obsessed with it. But usually I don't like to have like cheat meals. I just, if I'm a little more hungry, I'll have an extra snack, I'll have an extra, you know, sweet or dessert. I just, for my mind, I feel like I can't think of it as a cheat meal, because I feel like I could become a little like guilty about eating it. So I just I go back to the intuitive eating. I eat what I want and what I'm craving. Thoughts on intermittent fasting. So I don't do it technically. I think I fast like 13 to 14 hours. I've thought about doing it, but the reason I don't is because I don't end up eating dinner until like 8:30, almost 9, because we work out late and then we all need to shower and we all need to cook in the kitchen at the same time. So we eat dinner so late that if I were to do the full intermittent fast, I don't think I could eat until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, which I don't like the idea of. So I wait until 11:30 in the morning to eat breakfast. So it's not fully intermittent fasting, but I kind of go off the principles a little bit. Okay, I think I already covered that. How did I lose so much in a short amount of time? It comes down to the basic science of exercise more, eat less. And I feel like I've done it in a healthy way, because it has taken about 6 months to do that. You know, it didn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of hard work, but it is worth it in the end. I just feel and for me, it's not about vanity and looking really skinny and blah blah. It's not about all of that. It's the way I feel. I sleep so much better. I'm able to do so many other things. It's not that I couldn't do them before, but now that I am at this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just feel so much better. And you don't even realize that you're at this point until you come away from it. So yeah, that's kind of it. I've rambled for quite a long time. But if you have any other questions, leave them down below. Anything specific. A lot of the questions were kind of the same thing, a lot about motivation. So that must be such a hard thing for a lot of people, and I think definitely it was for me too. But I think signing up for the classes makes a huge difference, because you're kind of locked into it depending on where you're at, like how late into it you can cancel if you don't want to go, and then you get charged if you don't cancel in the right amount of time. So that's kind of your motivation to go. But I also think too, finding something that you love, and I can let Ashley speak to this at another point, but I think her thing too is she hasn't really found something that she loves besides like yoga and Pilates. But when it comes down to it, she hasn't tried spin yet, but when it comes down to it, you can't lose weight just doing yoga and Pilates. You have to do cardio to jumpstart your metabolism, that burns the most amount of calories. You have to throw cardio in there. It's just a fact. So find a type of cardio that you do like, and that will take you far. So I think I covered everything. I'm really hungry now, so I'm gonna go eat lunch, but just know you can do it. I'm here if you ever want to ask me any questions, talk about things, send me your sweaty selfies. I love it. That's why I take mine. It's a good accountability. So yeah, message us on Instagram anytime. Ask me questions, leave anything below if you have any more specific questions. See you guys later. Okay, I'm gonna talk you through my lunch, and this is by no means a super healthy lunch. I've definitely eat better before, but I'm also still kind of on that like hungry fix that I was on yesterday. So I just have like a mishmash of things that I'm gonna have. So I made those veggie nuggets over the weekend, so I have 2 of those left. So I'm gonna have those with a little bit of this Trader Joe's spicy avocado hummus. I'm gonna make 2 of these little mini chicken tikka samosas from Trader Joe's. These are really good. And then I'm gonna have a serving of these chips that are made from beans. They're really good. I opened them yesterday and I liked them. And then I'm gonna have 2 desserts today because I can. I'm gonna have a cookie later, but right now I'm gonna have one of these biscotti from Trader Joe's as well. And I think I'm gonna go with the sprinkle one. And this should hold me over for my spin class until dinner tonight. Also, a recurring theme through my food is I still don't eat a ton of vegetables. I hide them, and a lot of my food is beige. Sorry, that's the air fryer going. I mean, in these is cauliflower, green onion, carrot, zucchini, and cilantro. So that's what these are, with just a tiny bit of coconut flour. So it is mostly vegetables. I have kale every single day. A lot of times I have a smoothie for lunch, like I had one yesterday, and I always put a bunch of spinach in the smoothie. So I'm still getting some greens. I have a mixture of different sweet potatoes every night. I like to have a tiny bit of the cauliflower gnocchi you'll see tonight. So that's cauliflower. But I could definitely be adding more green vegetables. I'm just not there mentally yet. I'm trying, but so it is possible, even if you're a really picky eater, it is possible because it comes down to calories, but also eating nutritious food. So not just like, I mean, you could have 1,000 calories worth of mac and cheese every day and it still be like under your calories, but like you're not gonna like lose weight that way. So it's all balance, but you can do it.
Okay, finally almost home. That took forever. The doctor had to stop, get a couple of things, wrapping paper, and a couple of things from Whole Foods on my way home. So almost back. I will share more, and I appreciate you guys' concerns about everything that's going on. I just want to take a second and process everything myself. And then when that has happened, I'll share more about what's going on. But I see all of your comments. Thank you. I appreciate your concerns and your well wishes. I just want to like be able to fully articulate everything, and I haven't quite processed everything that I've found out the past couple of days, and I still don't know everything. That's also the other piece of it. So I will share, hopefully in the coming days. In the meantime, just stay tuned, and thank you.
I told you I would show you my dinner, so I'm going to. And now that I'm looking at it, I feel like it's not that healthy, so I feel weird like sharing it, but I'm gonna show you anyway. Okay, so in here is a little bit of cauliflower gnocchi with truffle powder on it, and this is literally just cauliflower and cassava flour. So it's I think it's 70% cauliflower, Then I have a variety of white sweet potatoes, a little bit of quinoa, a few white kidney beans. I've got kale chips in the air fryer, and then our microwave's dirty, but a high protein veggie burger cooking in there. And then I'm just gonna top it with a little bit of this cranberry salsa that I made, and then maybe a little bit of this. So it's not super healthy, but it's my kind of healthy because I don't like a lot of vegetables. So I eat the vegetables that I like, which is cauliflower, kale, and sweet potatoes. So I eat those to try and get a little bit of nutrition. So I'm just flipping my veggie burger, but it works for me. It fits in all of my stuff with calories and carbs and fat and everything like that. It works out and it keeps me full, so I'm gonna keep at it.